So, for a long time, I have been thinking about not only our systemic racism in this country, but systemic injustice that is in our country for all sorts of people, but especially blacks, poor, LGBTQ, Hispanic, what have you. We all know that there's something going wrong with the powers that be on the top. And we're seeing all across this world, places like Hong Kong and other cities, where citizens, everyday people, are standing up and saying that the old ways, the old laws that are infected with systematic injustice to benefit a few is no longer going to be tolerated. This has really come to fruition here in America with the killing of George Floyd, and the video could not be denied. We know that if that video wasn't taken, there would be no justice for George Floyd or anybody like him. So we have to do something to stand up, and people are. They're protesting, they're getting in the streets, and this is a very good thing. You can tell that things are going to get done, and there have been recent convictions. What I want to encourage is through this page that we keep the revolution going, because this systematic and systemic injustice is something that just isn't contained within this one situation that has been such a tinderbox. This is a thing that's coming against all of us who are in these minorities or classes every day. And these are old systems, old laws that are infected with this injustice, and we are the ones who've got to demand the change and keep this going. So I encourage you to stay connected here, and please feel free to share with me anything you would like to see me address on here so that we can keep the change going. We're all awakened now, even more so, into action, not just talking, but action. We want to do something. We want to see these kind of things change. We're tired of it. There's black and white and all sorts of races coming out against this particular injustice. We need to do it for all the injustices that are going on in America, which everybody touts as the greatest country in the world, that has the greatest innovation and entrepreneurs and newest technology. We've got to undo these old ways of being and thinking as far as people who are in places of power. And we can do it. We can do it by our voice, and we can do it by our pocketbook. Now, I am not wanting this particular page to be a Republican or Democrat thing. This is something, whether you're Republican or Democrat, you can get behind. Like with the George Floyd situation, people on both sides know that it's terrible and that something needed to be done. The problem is that with President Trump, it's not just a Republican and Democratic thing. You have many Republicans who are outraged at the way this man has behaved, the way he talks, the way he hides behind Twitter, and just a whole bunch of stuff that is outrageous and appalling and damaging to our Constitution and what this country is all about, what we want it to be all about. So that's why I'm going to put below this video a list of restaurant chains that have lucratively supported the re-election of Trump for president. We need to not eat at these places and make our voices known to these places why we're not. It might be difficult, One of them is one of my favorites too, actually two of them. But we've got to do this. We've got to hit in the pocketbook. These riots and stuff that have taken place, like the Stonewall riots before this one, the way they got attention, unfortunately, is sometimes rocking the boat and doing things that hit the pocketbook and cause some shock and awe for justice. So that's what we can do with our pocketbook. You can do it. It's something we can do. Besides that and our votes, this is the power we got. We can talk till we're blue in the face to Joe Schmo and have television councils. But until there's task forces in the government to address these things and change them, it's not going to happen. And because businesses own and influence so much of who's in the government, we have to address it also with our pocketbook. So I hope you'll join me. Stay connected here.